All right, so how's life at 45? I'm 45 years old. I've been teaching for 19 years. It's a big part of my life, my career. I'm considering moving into a different career. A year and a half ago, I started doing handyman work, hoping I could transition to full time handyman work for the next 10, maybe 15 years. And then I had a shoulder problem, and that makes me rethink whether or not it would be wise to spend the next 10 or 15 years doing heavy physical labor. So that helped me, led me on to a different idea, doing property management, estate management, and come up with that idea. So, I mean, 45, thinking about a career change. I've got kids in high school. I've got a 17-year-old all the way down to a 7-year-old, and it's super interesting. Um, Midlife crisis, is that a real thing? It might be. Is my career change part of a midlife crisis? I don't know. I feel like my faith has me pretty well rooted in it in general, and I hope I'm done with I'm 45. I don't know if I want to live past 90, 95, but I hope I'm halfway through my life and not more so. We just never know these things, right? Um, but I guess there is an element of turning 45, turning 40, halfway through your life where you kind of do start to reflect and you're thinking, man, I've got maybe 30, maybe 40 years left if I'm lucky. Um, I would say anything after 65 anything after 60 even is just like a gift. And how am I going to spend that time of my life? Like, what am I going to value? Am I going to want to put tons of money into starting a new business and tons of time and neglect my kids at this point? Man, I don't think so. I think I don't. Maybe for 1 year or 2 years, I think that's good, but then kind of like scaling back to a manageable level. Being a millionaire is not one of my priorities in life. It's supporting my family and it's being financially free. And I kind of wish I did start this 10 years ago. I think I might have been able to start this 10 years ago. I would have had the experience of doing DIY and handyman stuff at that point, but I was pretty content with my job and content things were. And um, yeah, welcome geese to the creek. So yeah, at 45, I'm kind of focused on the next last chapters of life. There's tons of chapters. Hopefully, I'm only halfway through this book, but I'm really focused on family, focused on my faith, and focused on purpose. What's my purpose going to be in the next? What am I going to pour my time, my energy, and my resources into? And it's going to definitely be my kids. It's going to definitely be my wife. It's going to be things that last, and it's going to be things that are meaningful, and it's going to be things that are fun. Um, and I want to look at my job and my career focus as a small component of that too. But yeah, we'll see. So interesting. So interesting indeed. Nothing funny to say today, by the way. So, all right. This is day 6, man. We're doing it. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have something more interesting to say. Indeed. Indeed.